One more thing that you can do with these silhouette shapes you've already made, you can turn them into all sorts of different holiday ornament designs. So I'll walk you through how to do that. We'll look at a couple of different things you can do, and let's get started. So I have my Freya silhouette shape open in another document. I'm going to copy it, paste it right over here. The first thing I'm going to do is make it a lot smaller because I don't want it to be the size of my tree. So shift click to maintain those proportions. We're gonna take it to about 2.5 inches wide. That's about right. We are also going to come over here to our shape tool, click the ellipse tool. I'm going to do a round ornament. So I'm going to shift so that it's a circle instead of an ellipse and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm probably going to go about 4 inches here. If you're not exactly on, and if it's going to bother you that it's 4.01, just come on over to your properties panel. Make sure you link it so it stays a circle, and then just make it an even 4 inches. Okay, so you have your backing. That's a good backing. One trick that I like is to copy paste. You're going to put it right in the middle here. It's not going to cut out. Don't worry. We're going to first object align horizontal align center, object align vertical align center. That way it's perfectly centered. It already was apparently, but that's okay. And then I am going to do an offset path, not a giant one. I'm going to do a tiny one, and I'm going to do a negative one. So I'm going to do 0.02, negative 0.02. It's going to come just to the inside of your previous line. You see that when we zoom in. I'm going to come on over to layers, come on down. So we have the inside one, the new one created already. I'm sorry, selected already. We're going to actually click around until we find the one that is the big one. So it's going to be under here. You see this little arrow that's pointing to the side. It means that there's more stuff underneath. So click it, come on down. Everything's, both of those shapes are selected now. You just want to click back and forth until you figure out which one is the outside one. Delete that one. Now, why am I having you do this? Okay, because we're going to score this. We're going to score the shape onto the ornament backing, and that way you don't have to worry about placement and whether it's centered, and you don't have to measure and kind of move it around and kind of squint at it. You know where to put it, and it's super simple. Change your line color or it will cut out. Okay, so I like green, that color green for my score lines. And the reason that we made that offset path is so that it doesn't show on your final product. So it's going to be just on the inside of this cutout shape over here. Okay, so you could stop here, or not quite stop here. Let's do another little circle, little tiny, maybe not that tiny. Let's put a ribbon through it. So we're going to make a bigger circle. Maybe let's do like a 0.2 inch circle. We're going to just check and make sure that this is going to be a cut line. So 0 fill, black stroke. Ooh, I clicked again, so just cancel if you do that. Come on up to your direct select and bring it on up. All right. So this is super simple. We maybe don't want it that simple. I'm going to click drag here, object align, horizontal align center. Okay, so you can leave it there if you'd like. Now I don't want to. I don't want to leave it there. I want to add a little frame around my ornament. I just think it looks really nice when you do that. So we're going to leave this as it is. This is one ornament design that you can do. We're going to kind of select it all and just move it up here and out of the way. Okay. I'm going to copy paste my backer here, just so that we're working with 4 inches all the time. I'm actually going to click it, toggle it so it's got a fill. All right, bear with me here. Then I'm going to create another circle, and it's not going to be 4 inches. It's going to be, let's try 3.75 inches. Let's see what that does for us. 3.75 inches. You can make it a different color. I'm going to make it a different color just to kind of show you what's going on. You can tell where things are, but you do not need to make it a different color. It's perfectly okay for it to be the same color. I'm going to select both of those circles, object align, horizontal align center, object align, vertical align center. Now that I've got it there, I think I would like to make this inner circle a little smaller. So instead of 3.75, let's take it to maybe a 3.62. That's fine. And then you want to realign it. Object align, horizontal align center, object align, vertical align center. And now this outer band is a bit bigger. And that's what I like. I would like it to be bigger. So what we're going to do at this point is select both of these by clicking and dragging. Come to the Pathfinder panel. We're going to click, we're going to option click actually. So if you're on a Mac like I am, option click. And what we did is just deleted that front circle. Okay, so now we have this little band, a frame. Okay, I really like a frame. I'm going to come up here, steal this 4-inch circle back because I want a backer as well. All right, so we have our backer. We have this piece here, which actually is filled in. So that would engrave. We can't have that. We want it to cut instead. But we need to do one more thing, don't we? We need to add a little hole for the ribbon. So we need to come back up, do another. I'm going to zoom in so we can make sure that our hole is going to fit comfortably within our frame. We're going to do 0.11 seems okay. That is not going to stay right there. Obviously you would like it to be, you know, fairly evenly spaced. We can change the color so that you can see where it is. And then select both, object align, horizontal align center, and that way it's in the right spot. Okay, we're going to just repeat what we just did. We're going to minus front. All right, so option minus front. Now it's a hole, and you are okay here. Now, when you toggle it back, you've got the frame and you have a little hole there. Okay, now obviously you are going to want a hole the same size in your backer so that when you glue it down, your hole goes all the way through. Now, I'll be honest with you, I do not remember what size we just chose for our little circle here. It would have been wiser for me to copy paste it over before we did all of this, but I didn't. So I think it was a 0.11. So let's hope I'm correct. I'm gonna zoom in so I can grab that more conveniently. Move it over. And you actually want to make sure that it's in exactly the same spot. So what you can do here is move this over on top, okay, just so that you can line your holes up appropriately. And if you're off, you can adjust it that way. Okay, now let's zoom super far in because I can tell that mine are not perfect and it bothers me. Let me change the color here so we can see what we're working with a little bit better. You see that's not a perfect overlap. And again, probably because it might not be the exact same shape. I'm sorry, the exact same size. But you know what? It's going to be all right. So let's change it back to black because you still want it to be a cut line. And then we're going to move our little frame thing out of the way. So let's pretend those are in the same spot. Okay. So at this point, you have a backer cut out. You have a frame that's going to cut out. And you can certainly add your score line on the backer if you'd like, using that same technique we did up there. And then you may just want to copy and paste. And I just like to put it inside here. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could cut it out wherever, but otherwise, what are you going to do with that inside space anyway? And there you have another one. Okay. You can also, I'm going to copy paste just these two because I don't need the backer anymore. This one's going to be, although I guess you can certainly do it with a backer. What I'm going to do with this one is, oh, my baby, 1 minute. So what I'm going to do with this ornament design is merge them. Okay. So I'm going to turn this into a fill. I'm going to turn this from a stroke to a fill as well. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to move it down till it's touching. And then you can even, if you want more than just this tiny spot where it's very delicate and would almost certainly break, you can even use an ellipse or whatever shape you need to kind of fill this in and make it, basically, you want it to be all merged. If you need to use a variety of shapes to do that in a way that looks good to you, do it. So I'm just going to kind of mess with it a little bit until I think it looks really nice. Okay, so I changed to a rectangle there. I'm gonna scoot that over. I don't mind the little bump there, but if you do, keep working with it. I'm gonna come down, zoom in a little, and do one more little ellipse. Alright, and of course you could certainly have just drawn it this way to start with, so that's a thing that you could do. Okay, and now, assuming that you have found a shape that you're happy with, I know I said I didn't mind this little thing, but I do, so let me move that in. There we go, that looks a little better. Okay, so now you're gonna just select, so you're gonna just click and drag over all of that mess and unite. Okay, you're in your Pathfinders panel, you're going to unite it all. Okay, but you see that it still isn't a whole thing. Okay, so this part united, but it didn't unite with this backing. Okay, so you see, anytime, a good rule of thumb is that just about anytime this expand button lights up, click it. Okay, and now you're going to Pathfinder again, and now it is all one shape. Isn't it beautiful? You can toggle it back to a stroke instead of a fill, so it cuts out, and now this whole thing will cut out in one shape. You can leave it like that. You can attach it to a backing if you'd like. You can even add an engraved name across it. And now this is my daughter Freya, so I'm going to use her name. Type it in case you don't remember. Let's do an old school font here, sort of a classic style. We're going to select, shift click to preserve your proportions. Do not come at me with these stretched out fonts. Okay, place it where you'd like it. You can certainly use your horizontal align to make sure that it's centered that way. And then certainly don't forget to create your outlines. Don't forget to unite it, all right, so that all those little extra cuts go away. And also don't forget to change the fill color to your engrave color. Okay, so you've got a bunch of options here for ornament ideas with that one shape. So whatever you like is great. You can even, with this one, instead of doing a score line and cutting this and gluing it with wood glue on top, you can just do an engrave, right? And not even cut that out. You can even engrave everything except for a name across. Okay, so let me show you how that would work real quick. It'd be cool if I spelled my kid's name right. Okay, so we'll keep the same font, that's fine. Let's just make it larger. We're going to put it kind of where we want it. We're going to create our outlines, unite it so it's all good there. And then just over these two, okay, select them both, option click, minus front. Okay, so now it will engrave all of this red part. It won't engrave this white part, okay, because it's actually a clear part. It's been cut out. So endless ideas with the same silhouette.